Welcome to Pantry to Plate. I'm Byram Fager from the Southern Illinois Community Foundation, and we're coming to you to show you how to create nutritious and delicious meals from food that comes from your food pantry. Let's go see what's in the bag.
This edition of Pantry to Plate is brought to you by Straight Up Solar. Find Straight Up Solar at straightupsolar.com.
Today, we're coming to you from the Herrin House of Hope. This is a live kitchen where they're making food every day, so you're going to hear some refrigerators and other noises, but we're so thankful that I used their kitchen for today. Our guest cook today is Tisha Kosco. Come join us.
Hi, everybody.
So thank you, Tisha.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us and cooking for us today. So you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I am Tisha Kosco. I am here in Southern Illinois. I am a commercial project developer for a solar company, and my primary job function is to work with nonprofits. So.
Yeah, and we're going to learn a little bit more as we go, but I mean, you've also had a little history of knowing how to cook some food, haven't you?
I did. I owned and operated Marlowe's Italian restaurant in Herrin for a while. So
awesome. I can't wait to see. And we're very thankful for Straight Up Solar for sponsoring today's episode.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So now the fun part, let's see what you're going to have to cook with.
Let's
open.
Okay.
And so,
fantastic.
Well, here, we'll start with, this is your protein for the day. So.
Okay, so we're working with chicken thighs. Awesome.
Chicken thighs. We got some bread.
Fantastic.
And then, let's see, what else? Go ahead. You can.
Okay, fantastic. I'm excited. We've got jasmine rice.
Oh, some Ritz crackers.
Ritz crackers.
Mashed potatoes.
Instant mashed. Awesome.
Let's see, all kinds of
beans.
Lots of beans, some corn.
Okay. Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Trail bite.
Trail bites.
Let's see what else is in here.
Peaches. Okay. Canned chicken. So we got chicken twice.
Probably not as good as your Italian sauce, but that's,
Well, this isn't bad. Isn't bad. A little bit more corn. Did you guys think of me with this? A little bit more spaghetti here?
I think it was just in the bag for you today.
Okay,
right?
jalapenos and ready diced tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
now the hard part.
Now the
what
hard
can
part.
we do with this?
Okay, so we want to do an entree, and we want to make sure that it's something that everybody can enjoy. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is we can make a salad. Obviously, we're going to do something with chicken. Got jalapenos and tomatoes. A little bit of rice. I can see a little bit of a rice bowl happening here. Okay, so we've got this and this. And we've got peaches that we can do for dessert. I'm still not sure what to do with the peaches and the peanut butter, so we will think on that for a little bit. But let's go ahead and let's get started.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start.
We'll get some of the stuff out of the way that you don't need
appreciate it.
first,
Thank you.
and then get started. So you take the bread and the beans.
I'm going to keep the beans and the
What about the
corn
potatoes
out.
and
You can
this?
take the potatoes.
Okay.
And as much as I'm a fan of Italian, I'm going to give you back the Italian items as well.
We'll do
So,
that a different
appreciate
day.
it. Thank you. I'll give you that one, and we'll go ahead and start with the side dish. I think that we're going to go ahead and make corn and bean salad. So we're going to get protein twice in this meal, which is going to be really good. And this is going to sit in the refrigerator and probably get better over the next day or so.
Oh,
anyway.
really? Wow.
So, yep, absolutely.
So we can get more than one meal out of it, too.
Absolutely. That's really the key here. So,
So what do we
let
need?
me see. So I need a mixing bowl and a can opener. We're going to try to use the least amount of tools as possible. Less dishes that way.
That's true. Absolutely. We don't always have a professional strainer or something in front of us, but it doesn't take much to do.
You want to use what you have around you and be inventive sometimes. So we've got corn that's got fiber. We've got beans that is going to have some protein. That seems a little bit boring so far. So while this one, if you want to take care of that for me, I think what we can do is start putting a little seasoning in here. Garlic, always. Salt and pepper, forever. And let's do a little chili in here as well. So we'll call this a Southwestern bean and corn salad.
Wow, we got an official name for it.
Absolutely.
Even better.
You know what I've learned is that if you have a fancy name,
Yeah.
It's going to make it taste better.
Yeah. So now we've got some basic spices here, salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, chili powder. So, and all of these are nice because these are all the ones that, whichever store you go to, they're about $1 a piece.
Absolutely.
And it's not just use one time. We can use these over and over for different meals and different things. And in fact, you'll probably use some of them as we get to your other.
Absolutely. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to tie a lot of these things together. So it's kind of more of a cohesive meal. And don't be afraid of seasoning. Add it in there. I know people can be a little bit hesitant, but it's where the fun comes in. We don't ever want to go too overboard on salt, so I always like to get a little look at it before I put that in too.
So the salt is the only one to be careful about, over-salting.
It really is,
right?
yep, absolutely. And a little pepper. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a stir. And what we're going to do is, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to throw this into the refrigerator. So this one can be coming nice and chilled for us.
Yeah.
We'll have it as a cold salad. Okay, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So chicken thighs are one of my favorites to work with. They're pretty affordable also.
Yeah. Today we're lucky enough to have some fresh that's already thawed out. Some days though, you know, the food pantries are able to provide something that's frozen, and so it may take a little bit of time to thaw it out, but we're lucky enough today to at least skip that step.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I'm going to do here is I think that we're going to get these chicken thighs browned with a little bit of oil. It's a really important step to make sure that you're browning your chicken or meats before you cook it, because you're going to get a lot more flavor that way.
So what are you doing with that?
I'm just spreading a little bit of oil in the pan so that I can go ahead and get these chicken breasts in here. So I'm just going to pop these open, and then I will go get my hands washed.
Yes. So dealing with the raw meats, it's good once you get it in there.
You have to be super careful. You can't leave chicken just laying out getting warm. So we'll go ahead and start by getting the chicken breast in the pan. And we're going to bring it over to the oven after I put a little bit of garlic and seasoning in here also. Perfect.
Now you said you really like to use the chicken thighs. Why is the chicken thigh the piece?
You're going to get more flavor. So white meat is traditionally a more popular thing. Can I give you that as well? So white meat is going to be pretty much, it's more popular, but you're going to get a better flavor out of the dark meat. It's going to retain a little bit of its moisture. So I'm going to go and get this set over here. And we're going to go ahead and turn our heat down a little bit. We just want to get that oil hot so that we can start hearing it cooking.
Now what are you adding now?
I'm adding garlic. These are going to be some of your staple spices that you want to use. And we're going to use onion, garlic, and we're going to add a little Italian seasoning in here.
Italian. I knew you'd bring some Italian flavoring to this, right?
A little bit, right? Absolutely. Okay, so we are just going to let that sit and get nice and brown. We want to get a little bit of a crust on it, and in the meantime, I will start working on a sauce that's going to go in here, and then we'll let it all cook together. I'm not going to use this whole can of jalapenos. What I am going to do is portion some of this out. We might put a little bit into our salad to give it a little bit of a bite. The great thing about canned jalapenos is that they can last for a very long time, and you don't want to use a whole lot because you don't want to burn your mouth, obviously. But canned jalapenos are definitely going to be a little bit less spicy. They are not even chopped. Didn't expect that.
This can happen unexpected. You think you buy one kind of jalapenos and you actually get the whole ones.
All of a sudden you get the whole ones, which is fine.
Yes. Now, we took a second here and you went and put some gloves on.
I did. I mean, obviously you can do this with without gloves on. But for me, I'm a contact lens wearer and I will forget. And at some point tonight I will go. And you just want to be careful with jalapenos.
No need to add some pain later, right?
No, absolutely not. A little cut. When you've got canned jalapenos, they're pretty soft.
So we talked a little bit earlier about that you had been at Marlowe's, but that's not the only experience you obviously have in cooking.
Really started learning about cooking as I found myself a single mom. So I had a teenage boy, and teenage boys in football, They are incredibly hungry all of the time.
Yes.
I did use food pantries as I was raising him. And I also did things like I would volunteer at the farmer's market because then I could get free vegetables to bring home. Sometimes you get vegetables and you just don't know what to do with them. So you learn, you know?
Yeah, and that's a lot of where this came from, with that understanding of, I was telling someone the other day, is like I was this many days old and realized that, oh, you don't go into food pantry and just pick, oh, this is what, it's not like a
grocery
shopping
store.
cart.
Right, exactly.
You get what they have available, right?
I'm going to add some stuff in
And so
here.
it's very important that it could very easily come home and find out, you open the bag, and then you get to see what you have. And
Exactly,
So that's
like
so
this.
much a part of what we're really hoping to show everybody here, that this is the reality, but there is a way to look for some of this stuff and find out other things that you can do with this food.
You know what? We can actually experiment with that.
Okay.
I still don't know what to do with the peaches
Oh,
and the
yeah.
peanut butter. So sometimes when I'm stumped, I have my phone. And just so explaining, I'm putting a little bit more garlic and onion and Italian seasoning in here along with the jalapenos so that we get a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
And this is gonna get better overnight as well. So we should have plenty for leftovers the next day. Okay, so we'll just let that kind of sit here for a little bit. I'm gonna go over here and check on the chicken. See if we can go ahead and get this flipped over. We're starting to get brown. See how we're starting to get a little bit crispy on here. I want the pan to get hot, and then that top layer is really where I want to get most of that browning in there. And folks, you really want to make sure that you do this because this is where the flavor is going to come from.
So the corn and bean salad has been chilling a little bit. I can
Yep.
already feel it getting colder.
And we're going
And
to add
now?
a little jalapeno in here. If you've got small kids, obviously leave this stuff out. I tend to gravitate for a little bit spicier food, so we'll just put those in there. It'll be good either way,
Yeah.
but we'll blend those in
What a
there.
great way for all of these different ingredients to find their way throughout the whole meal.
Okay,
So now we're opening the peaches.
opening the peaches. See all that sticky, icky goodness in there?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
That's the syrup. Peaches and syrup, right?
Yep. Okay, peaches are in. Okay, it says that we can do this.
So what with the Ritz crackers, huh?
Yep, I'm just gonna crush up these. Thank you, Byram. And grab my tablespoon. And then after I get this stuff mixed in here, I will go back over and check on that chicken to make sure that we're not burning anything. Once I get that nice and browned, and this as well.
Now, are you always a measuring person, or are you doing that for us to help me out?
I am doing that for everybody else. I typically just,
I had a feeling that you were that way, but it definitely helps me to understand.
sure. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of the peanut butter and a little bit shy of a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers because that just seems like the right amount.
Okay.
And I will give you that. So instead of stirring, you can see that I'm just kind of pushing the peanut butter into here, and it looks like it's creating some crumbles. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for just a minute, and I'm going to check on the chicken really quickly. Give that a quick looky. Yeah, see how beautiful that is? That's exactly what you're looking for right there. Nice brown on top. And I'm going to come back over here and grab my sauce.
That chicken just looks so good.
It's perfect. And we're just going to add the sauce right on top.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you very much. Make sure the sauce is all the way down there so that you're not going to be burning your chicken. And we're going to find a lid. And we're going to set a lid on here, and I'm going to say this is probably going to cook for about 35 minutes. You want your chicken to come up to 165 degrees for it to be safe. So I am back after washing my hands, which I Anytime that you are anywhere around chicken, you want to make sure that you're doing that. Do we have any cinnamon? Oh,
Oh, we sure do.
we have a lot of cinnamon. So
Yeah.
I think cinnamon and peaches always go really well together. I'm going to put a little bit on there, and then I'm going to add a little bit in here as well. And I know that I said to be careful with the salt, and you should, but sometimes a little salt in your dessert is just going to make everything taste a little bit better.
So a little bit of salt on our sweet.
Yeah, it kind of brings out the flavor.
Really?
Yep. We're just going to put this on the top like a crumble, and this will go in the microwave. I'm going to say for probably about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit under half of a sleeve of Ritz crackers, 2 tablespoons peanut butter, generous amount of cinnamon on top, little pinch of salt. Leave most of the juice on your peanuts, and we will go ahead and do that when it's closer to dessert time. Today, to kind of marry everything together, we wanted to use some really basic ingredients: onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, must-haves for every kitchen. Italian seasoning is always going to do you well. And chili powder, it's just going to bring out a lot of depth to anything. An interesting fact about chili is that if you also have cumin, you can interchange those. So if you're making chili and you get to the cabinet, you don't have chili powder, you can use cumin for it.
Really?
So, yep, you can interchange those pretty well.
So interesting.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go over here and use the microwave oven. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to start it for about a minute or so, and I'm going to add a paper towel on top just because I don't want things splattering all over the place. Less mess for us. So we'll go ahead and put this in here, and going to set it for 1 minute and come back and check it. We're waiting for it to get like just warm and bubbly and, you know, oozy and delicious and warm and comforting. Okay, so the sauce is thickening up pretty nicely. I'm going to turn the temperature down because we don't want this to burn. And if it seems like it's sticking a little bit or going a little bit too fast for you, you can always add, I don't know, like half a cup of water in here or something just to loosen it back up again. There we go. Timer is about to go off, so let's go ahead and check on dessert. Okay, it smells delicious, and you see how it's starting to get a little bit crumbly on top. I think that it's good. I think we should try it.
All right, so we've got it out of the microwave, and we're about to find out how our dessert went.
Are you going to be the guinea pig?
Well, we can both. Let's do it together.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to wait. I don't know if you do, so
I don't want to
can't wait to see what it is. Wow. The crunchy crumble. I mean, I did not expect that at all.
I did not expect that either. That is really good.
And I've actually not even tried knowing it was peanut butter, except I saw you do it. So
this is delicious.
yes.
Okay.
So I mean, we call it a peach crumble, right? A peach and peanut butter crumble.
A peachy peanut butter crumble. Mm-hmm. Fancy name. Right?
Yes,
makes it taste better.
I love it.
We're going to go ahead and check the temperature. And like I said, we want to get up to about 165 degrees. So now what we want to do is we're just going to keep checking the temperature. And when we get up to 165, we are done. In the meantime, we can go ahead and get our rice heated up. Let it sit there for a minute. This is a staple in my house. You want to make sure that you're venting it before you put it in, or it will blow up. And then you will have that mess that we're trying to avoid. Okay, we'll let that go. Hold it from the top so you don't burn yourselves. Let's go make this special. Let's vent out all that extra steam so we're not burning ourselves. Never open this up near your face because that will be the time that it pops out at you.
That is one thing that we learned too, that right where you crack it on the edges to be able to vent the steam is not the place to grab it.
Nope. Okay, doesn't look very good in this moment, but we are going to fix that up. So I would use any type of oil that I have, and you're just going to put a couple little drops in here. I like to think of it as a way for the flavor to stick. So just a little drizzle in there. Since we already know that our sauce is going to have Italian seasoning and garlic, we'll skip the chili on this one. Then I will just add a little bit. And honestly, you can use any fat that you have, any kind of, if you've got olive oil, or a little butter or margarine, or 3. There we go. Okay, cool. I pretty much stick to either canola, like a vegetable canola, or an olive oil. Sometimes avocado oil. I just really have the best results with olive oil though. Okay, that rice is done. That can just sit there. When we get ready to plate it, we'll put the rice down first. We're gonna put the chicken on top, and then we're gonna have our side dish of our corn and bean salad.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be delicious.
So I think it's time to get a little everything mixed together, huh?
It's good.
Oh my gosh.
It's really good. And the little cold salad with it.
Oh. Wow.
You like it?
I do.
I like it too. Okay.
I would do that, and this is easy stuff that I have available, or it can be, we can buy easily, or we can get at the food pantry easily. Bon appetit. Really good. And the jalapenos are not overpowering at all. I wasn't sure how hot that would make it, but they add a little extra.
Bit in there. Exactly. I would almost call this kid-friendly level heat.
Yeah. Well, let me set my fork down for a second there, but thank you so much. What a great episode. What a great job, Tisha.
Thank you very much.
This was so neat, and so creative with the 3 different things that you were able to do, and really a very short amount of time. Well, thank you for Tisha Kosco. Thank you to Straight Up Solar for sponsoring us. Herrin House of Hope for giving us a kitchen to work in today. Also, Salvation Army, our sponsor, bringing us the food bag today. Southern Illinois Community Foundation and MannVoice Productions. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Pantry to Plate. I like it. Bon appetit.
Okay.
I'm going to back and eat some more.
Okay.
This edition of Pantry to Plate is brought to you by Straight Up Solar. Find Straight Up Solar at straightupsolar.com. Pantry to Plate is a collaborative production of the Salvation Army, the Southern Illinois Community Foundation, and MannVoice Productions. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for Pantry to Plate.